Hi my loves, it's your Riley girl from around the way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I'm coming to you all with some commentary about your girl Riley Burruss. Now, I made a video about this show, I want to say 2 weeks ago. I never got around to editing it, okay? But this show has kind of been on my radar, and then here we are again, and we're going to talk about the things. Now, before I hop into my commentary, make sure you like this video and subscribe if you have not done so already. If you are new here, hello, welcome, okay? If you're true here, hey girl, I hope you're having a good Wednesday. So there's this new show on Bravo. I think it's called Bravo Next Gen or something along those lines. Girl, I really don't know 100% sure because I was on the fence about it, because I'm kind of tired of Bravo and how they let, you know, the girl Brit play in their face and honestly play with our time and don't show up for the this, that, and the third. Like, I'm just kind of over it. But, you know, it's kind of cool to see some of these kids. I knew it was going to be controversial at the minimum, because these children who are, you know, the kids of our favorite housewives or pseudo celebrities or reality TV stars live a completely different life, right? So I knew it was going to be a little flagrant, but this right here, this is how you carry, okay? We're getting into the things, we're getting into the legs and hips and body of it all by way of Miss Riley Burruss. So I'm gonna play some clips. I don't know how Bravo is gonna act with this, so I might just play some audio. It might be choppy, so bear with me. You know, I'm trying to get better with understanding like the Copyright Fair Act or whatever, however it's called, girl. You know, I don't give it up like that, but we have to get into some of these things. So essentially, before I play the clip, there is a castmate on this show who, I don't know who he's the kid of or the child of, but, you know, these are all rich, you know, celebrity, like, star, you know, children. And he seems really obnoxious. Riley is obviously, you know, one of the minorities in this group. And he is making claims that she was being aggressive and she was being, you know, scary and she was being all of these things. And my girl just handled it. Like, first of all, she's carrying the scene. Okay, first of all, not only did she carry the scene, but she ate him up so badly. I mean, Riley ate this young man up so good and so well. Okay, a teachable moment. And so let's get into it a little bit.
Like, it would have been fine if you came up and like, yo, we're about to go with these girls.
I told Dylan, I said, go tell them, man. He did.
Dylan did not tell us.
You were like mad at the girl that like was.
I was not.
You did.
What?
It's on
Tell
camera.
Me. I did not.
Okay. Dylan and I are talking to these two girls, and she goes up to one and is like, yo, like, you think it's cool to just be here with Charlie but not come up and like make sure it's cool?
I did not do that.
Yes,
that
you
is
kind
a
of
lie.
did.
Sylvia, hi. Nice to meet you. Sorry, I love when my friends' girls ask my name. I'm his friend. You should be nice. I went up and I said, hey, I'm Riley. Like you didn't say anything. You didn't introduce yourself to us.
That was the attitude. It was like.
Wait, but also Charlie, the
by the
girl
way, she handled it well. She was like.
Who handled it well?
The girl. No, I'm saying the girl handled it well.
All night, these girls never introduced herself. It was odd. It was just...
I'm just so mad because every single time y'all do this.
Wait, what? Are you okay?
And I'm trying not to make it a thing, but I hate when you guys try to play this like I'm scared. You're like, I'm scaring y'all random white girls. It's just so annoying. Especially because it's like a real thing that I have to go through every day. I'm so nice to everybody. And there's always like everyone trying to come off whenever I talk to some white girl that I'm trying to scare them. No, your girls were rude. It's disrespectful. Like, you're around people, introduce yourself. So I don't like that you're trying to be like, oh,
I don't know if them being white is relevant.
Bro, you just did all this.
It's not a racial thing.
When have I ever done this? I don't do that.
There are aspects of this conversation that I think are a little bit extra. I will.
Then it's not extra for me.
I think it's like the specific nuances that like you don't even think about, but...
I did. Well, I am sorry. I don't want to...
Because you did the same thing with the Hansen test thing. You were like, oh yeah, like you were just scary in the way you said it, and I let it go.
I think a little scary about it. Riley, you said that hand washing thing so calm to me. It was just a tone of voice thing.
I introduced myself to show manners that she did not.
You confronted her.
What?
Little girl, like... I don't know.
A little girl? What do you mean? She's probably older than me. Because I'm taller, I scared her. I just don't like that y'all are trying to spin this narrative that I'm like this scary black girl when I'm not.
No.
That is so far from what I said. Let's be very clear.
It's your mannerisms, Charlie. You do this all the time. You don't realize when you do and it's annoying because it's bigger than just this stupid conversation. Because this I have to deal with, like, and you're adding on to it.
I didn't mean to imitate you in an offensive way.
But Charlie, I'm saying it hit a chord with her that you don't forget.
Riley's trying to explain to him there's these different microaggressions that she might be feeling on a daily basis. Charlie might have
I said I'm sorry that hurt your feelings. I did not want to make you feel this way.
I know, but like be loving about it. Try. You don't need to defend yourself. It's just that.
I will be silent. That is what I can offer.
Black woman, you're the minority. And it's okay. You have learned how to, make friends in all different circles from all walks of life. And that's one thing that I'm proud of you about. And you're not afraid to speak up for yourself, which you should not be. He's going to have to learn to deal with Black women. And if this is his first lesson, then let that be it.
Another piece that I want to mention is how nobody is jumping in outside of the other colored person or person of color is jumping in to kind of understand. You do see this other woman jump in and she's like, oh, you're crying, you were upset, you were scary when you were talking to me about the whole hand washing thing, but now I love you. Everybody else is just sitting by silent and sitting by so quiet. The guy is still obviously being very smug. He doesn't care. He's like, the only thing that I can offer her is my silence, which is, better than some, but it doesn't mean that he isn't harboring feelings or, discontent for her. But in this scene, she really does a good job at really just articulating herself in a way that not only is, she's vindicated, she's absolutely within her right, but she's calling out their biases in a way that's like not schooling them, but I'm like your peer. I am among my peers. Now, although you guys are obviously white, but we live very relatively the same and similar lives. Hence why we're on the same bus and we're on the same cycles and on the same, sprinter or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, while you're like, oh, well, he mentioned something like, oh, well, that's a little girl or something. You're in that little girl space. He's like, she might be older than me. You're saying she's a little girl because I'm taller than her. I mean, the way that she was able to articulate a point that most adults struggle with, I mean, honestly, just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Give her things. She seems like a Black girl who has always had wealth and access and privilege, and she knows how to articulate herself in a way that's non-confrontational, still pointed, right? Because you're calling me, or is it because I'm tall? It's because I'm literally the nicest person. Where are you getting this from? The guy was trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, well, I'm not saying this, that, and third. But it's not about what you're saying. Sometimes it's the nonverbal cues. It's you're trying to imitate Riley and you move your hand and you swing your neck. She's like, I've never done that motion in my life. Where are you getting that from? And this is going back to things that I've been saying in the past about how you can show up in a certain way, but you're not going to be received or perceived in a certain way from a person who's not willing to accept who you are. It doesn't matter how much money she has. It doesn't matter how much access or the fact that, Riley possibly have lived a better life than this guy who's on here. He might be a boyfriend of somebody. I don't even know. I didn't even feel the need to even look him up, girl. And, everybody on that sprinter, with the exception of another person of color, literally should have something to say about it. And this is why I feel like when we're always talking about the intersectionality between race and gender, it's moments like this where you are reminded that yes, even though I'm a woman, even though I'm a girl's girl, even though we can, hang out and share lip combos, when it comes down to a white man saying something to a Black girl, okay, or a white boy saying something to a Black girl, those white girls are going to be quiet and sit back and watch him berate her or try to berate her and not say a word. Now, I'm surprised that the other woman had said something, the other little young white girl. Well, I came up, you said that, and I take it back. She is giving more of an ally than the rest of them because they sat back and watched to see how it was going to play out. And I can only imagine that being super frustrating when you probably are more educated, you probably have more resources, you probably are just generally a nicer person, because he couldn't even understand the error in his ways. You're going to try to pedestalize these girls who they're not even part of the main cast because she's introduced herself to your guest. And then you're going to try to make it seem like she's being aggressive. What it is whoever this young guy is, he seems like he's being heavily produced. He's probably has settled into the villain role. And so now he has to go all the way because the way that he was talking, the way that he was coming at her, it just seemed really, really nasty. Okay, I want to know what you guys think though. I feel like, you know, then the piece that Candy said, I mean, it really, it made me a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. If you follow me on Instagram and in my close friends, girl, then you know why. But it's amazing how much like Black women, even younger Black women, you know, the load that we have to carry. We have to keep it together. We have to be, you know, on point. We have to look together. We have to be mild in our mannerisms. We have to be expressive. We can't be too this, because then it comes off as, oh, you're being mean. Oh, you're withdrawn. Oh, you are sassy. It's like, no, girl, I just am. I just am. I'm just here. You know, and to come on with this guy and then have to have your mom, you know, tell her like, well, you know, this is a teachable moment for him. And which I don't disagree. And for the world and for some adults, like I said, there are some adults who are dealing with microaggressions every day by way of the job, you know, and having a hard time articulating and setting boundaries, or even calling it out in a way that's non-confrontational enough to even be received, or so that way you and him deal with HR. So people just opt not to say anything because Lord knows if I do, girl, it ain't gonna be nice. Right? For Candy to say, well, this is his first encounter with a Black woman, you know, then it's a teachable moment. But here's the thing. We are not responsible for teaching these people. That's the part that's the unseen burden of having to teach people and show people. And it's almost the pressure, too, of, hey, guys, I'm just like you. I'm a rich, spoiled, you know, intelligent young woman. Don't see me any differently. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that the way that Riley has carried this is definitely giving Candy, okay, that voice get to shaking and she get to crying. And it's a little twang of Mama Joyce up in there. I mean, she is Mama Joyce's granddaughter after all. And the show is giving, or at least the scene is giving it's giving Riley, excuse me, it's giving main character. It's giving she carried the scene. It's giving, I want to see more of this. I'm interested to see how the other girls interact, how the other, you know, women speak up and say something, because that guy was just obnoxious and rude. He really was. And everybody sat back, even the other men. Okay. So let me know what you think. I'm really curious to know if you'd be interested in some reviews of this show. Drop it in the comments. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.